Okay, gang. So this video is going to talk about Graham Platner and his exit from the Senate run. Now, we supported Graham Platner not long ago. We made a video um, supporting him, and we are not, going to take that video down because that was then and this is now. And we still think that all of the things that Graham Platner stood for in his platform are spot on, regardless who the candidate is. Okay. So let's go through this.
So let's just go through just a basic brief timeline. There was an organization, and I believe it was Our Revolution because they actually endorsed Platner, and I believe that they were driving the whole vetting process as well. They came to him last year, sometime that during this process. Graham's wife came came to the campaign staff and said, "Hey, there are some potential red flags here. Here they are." It's not like they were hiding anything. Platner did talk about the dark times in his life and all that stuff, and they tried to spin it as best as they could. Uh, a short time ago, a couple, 2, 3 months ago, there was a New York Times article after all the puff pieces and the hey, he's ready for a revolution stuff because there was another article from them. They came out with women who had made accusations against him, which was an immediate red flag on top of some old posts and on top of an alleged Nazi tattoo or a tattoo that was tied to Nazi culture, and he claims that he didn't know about, blah, 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 blah. But last week, last Monday, there was one of the accusers that was in the New York Times article. She came out with receipts, with more claims, went on CNN with Jake Tapper. I don't have that link in there, but you can find it. This isn't really about her anymore. This is about accountability and trying to figure out who did what wrong, and other than Platner, obviously, but so we can do a post-mortem and make sure this never happens again. Minutes after the news dropped, people started dropping their endorsements. I believe it was like maybe a day or two later, Ro Khanna and Bernie Sanders had officially dropped. I know other people had too, their endorsements, like Ruben Gallego and all of those guys. Ro Khanna basically said that sexual assault, rape is a red line.
It
And just
absolutely, it absolutely has to be a red line.
and, and by the way, this is not court. They don't have to go through 2 years of deciding is this true, is this not true, to keep him off the ballot. Maine state leadership did the right thing here and told Graham that if he decided to stay in the race, they would pull all resources. Now, he shouldn't have even had that opportunity. There should be a mechanism in place where that isn't necessary. But in this case, it was. So I don't think he is officially withdrawn from the race yet, but his campaign is done. It's completely dismantled within a
Right.
week. Within a week. Yes, the Democrats are different. The Democrats actually do, when there is enough evidence, glaring evidence, they they abandon somebody like this. Okay. And it's not about him being blue collar or working class. It's about rape.
It's about character. So let's talk for a minute.
Yeah.
It's not about being a democratic socialist either. That has nothing to do with any of this that happened. Because if it did, what's your excuse for Donald Trump? All right.
Right.
What's your excuse for oh, I don't know, any number of Republicans who have been caught with their, I don't know, dick out of their pants, as we say. Um, so this has nothing to do with political affiliation. This has everything to do with all due respect to Dave, he's not included in this, male entitlement over women. And this is a long-standing culture in America, whether you want to believe it or not, just like racism is. You know,
And by the way, Deb, I own it. Okay. I've been a lunkhead man. I'm a man. Okay. I'm a man. I've had lunkhead opinions about stuff like this before, but when you want to be an ally, dudes, men, I'm talking to you for 2 seconds. When you want to be an ally, listen to the people that you're allying with. It's not about you. This is a lesson that I've
and
learned.
to all men out there who are of dating age, and we know that for men, it's never
Right.
not dating age. The
Right.
fact of the matter is no means no. It means fucking
Correct.
no. It means you don't have the right to take what's not given to you. Okay.
Now, there's a couple things before I get into the candidate I think should get picked. And by the way, I like Shayna Bellows, but we're not going to talk about her because again, it's not about us. It's not about who we will pick. It's who is closest to Graham Platner that can be picked because that's what Mainers voted for.
They
So,
voted for his platform. That's what they voted for.
right. So, where was I going with this? Um,
Well, I can't help you with that. I left my mind reading apparatus at work today.
so I, his here's the thing. This was not arbitrary. This wasn't this wasn't a decision to take the primary away from people, blah blah blah. People are already comparing this to Biden Harris.
No,
Listen,
and he's already playing the victim card with they just don't want, what I stand for. That's absolutely not true. What they don't want is a rapist in office. We've already got that. Okay.
by
We've
the
got
way,
that in Washington already.
oh, okay. So here's a couple things. Number one, let's say the DSA label. The DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, never let this sink in. They never endorsed Graham Platner. They are endorsed, and even though Graham Platner, he mirrors their policy. And by the way, the accuser said she didn't want to come forward because what he's saying is what she believes.
Right.
And she didn't want to be considered the person who blows up that campaign, which makes these allegations even more damning. You know, she's a Democrat. She doesn't want to destroy the freaking. So there's that. The other thing is this idea that he should stay on the ballot. No. Oh, well, other people do. No, we're
I
not
don't care what other
playing.
people do. Not on
We're
the
not
Democratic ticket.
playing. We're not playing that game. We're
Nope.
not lowering our moral standards for this because if he does that, oh, that was the other thing. Oh, I know I didn't do it. Well, the allegation was he was blackout drunk. So he doesn't think he did it. That's another problem. So, you know, he's done. Graham Platner is done. So let us talk about Troy Jackson. You can take a look at his campaign. He is the one person that I already know that has declared he has um he has experience in office. Now, he ran for governor in the primary and was way down there. Things change. There are other
Didn't
people.
we ended up with Janet Mills?
Yeah,
And then Janet
maybe.
Mills tried to run against Graham Platner and had to withdraw or had to suspend her campaign because she was wildly unpopular
Right.
because she was seen as status quo. That's why.
She's seeing his status quo. She's seeing his establishment. I believe that the reason that they didn't want Troy Jackson in the first place is because he's been in there before and they wanted a fresh face. Well, sometimes this is what you get when you get a fresh face, especially when you didn't vet the guy or you vetted him and you're like, nah, that's just woman. We know he's coarse, blah, 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 blah. So we did the same thing, by the way. And we based it on the information. We didn't like it, but we're like, he's in, we're going to go with it. And it did have some hints of Fetterman because Fetterman had some warts and we ignored that. So, but we still went with it because he's better than Collins. But now he's not, and he's out of the race. Now, the main Democrats are in the process of picking someone. Now, do I agree with a lot of people now, and I'm frankly with Platner that Troy Jackson should be the guy? Yeah, because he mirrors what the Platner platform stood for in terms of policy, and he's actually done it. So, but Dave, you may say, although I will say this, Graham Platner doesn't want to withdraw until uh, he's given a voice. He lost his voice. This is not the Republican
Yeah.
Party.
I'm sorry, he had a voice, and you know what? He has no voice now. I'm sorry. I can't even. You're done, buddy. He's going to wait now till the very last minute on Monday to withdraw formally, when even the people who supported him have disbanded their efforts to help him. You know what? That's all about him. That's all about him. That's not about we the people. Just so you
Right.
understand that.
Oh, Deb, yeah, you need to turn sharing on. It's not on. But yeah,
Okay.
he did that. Now, and the moment that this happened, I texted Deb. He's like, well, he's denying it. I was like, nah, he's suspending his race. And then, she did, shit. And did not like days later, the entire campaign is that is the difference between the Democratic Party and
They
the
basically all walked away.
yeah. And now everybody's saying they need to pick Troy Jackson. I tend to agree. There are some candidates out there, but they're considered establishment. They're considered elite. All
Well,
right.
as
Whether
far
they
as
are
I'm
or not, it doesn't
concerned, I
matter.
live in Massachusetts. This is Maine's call. Okay. I know what
It's
I would like
Maine's
Maine to
call.
do, but it's Maine's call. It's not
Right.
my call. Okay.
All right. Are they gonna be
Just like in Massachusetts, it's my call,
come on.
right? Whether it's Markey or Moulton. I know Moulton's younger. Guess what? I don't
Right.
want Seth Moulton as the goddamn senator from Massachusetts. All right. I don't care. I actually don't even want Seth Moulton to be the representative from the 6th district of Massachusetts anymore. So, that's my call.
Okay, so I'm not going to go through his platform. I'll show his campaign, site or whatever. But by the way, I do have to throw some shade at.
I would quickly put up, do we have his platform?
Let me see if I can find it.
Let's just
Um,
show it and say it'll be in there for people need to look at it because it is truly a for the people platform. He's not the person to administer it, but its platform is good.
let me see here. Here we go. All right. So let me. And by the way, instead of an oyster man, you're getting a lager.
You're getting a what?
A lager. Okay, so I mean, it's the working class. It's a
Right.
working class everyman guy.
Yep.
It's John Tester. It's that kind of thing. All right. So
We need
here
fewer
we
billionaires and more average people.
so let me see. Yeah. All right. He doesn't really have, I mean, he doesn't have the platform up yet, I guess. But here we go. There's a powerful movement of working class people in the state of Maine. I've been fighting for that movement all my life. I'm sure as hell not backing down now. We can pass Medicare for all. We can take all corporate power. We can create the future of Mainers that Mainers and Americans deserve, and we can unseat Susan Collins. I also know that he has railed against the war in Iran, and all of that kind of stuff. So sorry that he Platner hasn't even formally withdrawn yet. So.
Yeah, he's not going to do that till Monday because he wants to wait till the last minute because it's all about him.
Right, right. Let me see here.
Should have thought about that when kept his dick in his pants. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know it's a hard thing to do, but give it a shot.
not
But
for all men.
not for all men.
Sometimes it's a soft thing to do. Sorry, it was right there. Um, so here's just basically Troy Jackson's platform focuses on cutting taxes for working families, lowering prescription drug costs, addressing the housing crisis, reducing child care. It's all the DSA stuff. By the way, he's endorsed by the DSA. He
Good.
aims to ensure that government works for everyday people rather than wealthy elite.
That's
So
right.
it's the DSA platform. All right. So here is what um, he has against him. Hold on. This is Our Revolution officially leaving the Graham Platner platform and endorsing Troy Jackson. But wait, Dave, it's it's plastic water bottle gate. Apparently, a few years ago, this is a bunch of um, what do we say, social media nonsense. Remember the guy that was like burning shit on the road during a protest? That guy, or this is social media nonsense. So
And let me just say that social media is, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm on it. So I can say this, from my position being on there, it's the nation's shithole next to Washington.
so here's basic, and every single one of these stories is basically the same. Okay. Progressive Victory. And no, I don't know this group, but it's some local group, and apparently it's a bunch of streamers, whatever. Said it began contacting sources in Maine after Jackson's name surfaced repeatedly as a possible replacement for Platner, whose Senate campaign is collapsing under a sexual assault allegation from a former girlfriend. In a post on X, the group said in a heated disagreement, he struck a female colleague with a bottle he threw at her, causing during a caucus meeting when he served as Senate president, and described the episode as a widespread open secret in Maine politics that it was not an isolated incident. Hold on, Deb.
I'm
Are you
holding.
ready?
Yeah, I don't know if I
The
can
group
stand it.
Wait, the group conceded that people close to Jackson were denying the account.
Okay.
So
I need
basically,
I need more
basically
than
it's an
some.
internet rumor from a freaking local group.
I'm done with streamers are pissing me off just across the
Right,
board. I mean, you can't even have a basketball game anymore, a WNBA game without people making
right.
shit up. So show me the money, okay? As soon as you
So this is for,
show me the video.
but Deb, this is from Newsbag. By the way, there is no
Oh,
video. It's
Newsmax. Oh yeah. Oh
Newsmax.
yeah.
Hold
The
on.
bottle throw allegation jolts Maine Senate race.
Yeah. So that's Newsmax. Then we got Washington Examiner.
Oh, it's another reputable piece of shit source.
Town Hall.
All
Okay.
right wing, by the way, every one of them.
And okay, so this is Troy Jackson at a pride event, in Maine. The Maine Wire recently alerted its readers to a scary pride crosswalk in Bangor, Maine. I decided to investigate the situation for myself. It turns out that the Maine Wire is full of it. By the way, the Maine Wire, yes, it's connected to that wire, which is basically the Heritage Foundation. So here's the one really wanted you to see, Deb. Are you ready?
Oh, I can hardly wait. I'm barely. I can hardly. I'm
Oh,
holding my
I think
breath.
you might have to wait. Hold on. I had it. Hold on.
Apparently, somebody didn't want you to show it.
Really? Ah, that makes me want to show it even more. So, all right. Let me see if I can find it. That was amazing. All right. Basically, basically, it's him in a gay pride outfit with like, oh, here we go. Here it is. There you go, Deb. He's a danger.
Oh my God. He might be a person who likes gay people. What a shame. I have to tell you
I
this for
believe I
everyone.
believe he's celebrating, diversity and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
But
God help us. Let's not
yeah,
include everybody. Yeah.
right. So they're
I hate to
trying to
tell you
show,
something. I used to hang around in Portland.
yeah.
Portland's very gay. Okay. So let me just tell you.
But Deb, they're trying to they're trying to compare him to Graham Platner,
And I,
and they're
yeah,
using this. I mean,
yeah, I don't think so. And by the way, I think people should understand just exactly what a gunkwit is, in case they would be interested in knowing that. That's the
I
gay
actually
brother of the.
myself, I am culturally uh unaware. Let's just
Yeah,
put it that way. I was going to say culturally retarded, but
I'm not when
that's
it comes
that's
to Maine. I
inappropriate
spent
for
many
this.
years in Maine. I've enjoyed Maine
Yeah,
as a vacation spot for quite
yeah.
some time. So, yeah, do the right thing, Maine.
I
Do
mean,
the right
yeah.
thing.
By the way, Platinum, if you ever believed that we need to get rid of Susan Collins, stop putzing around and just do what you have to do
Let me just
and
put it to you as bluntly as you can.
get out.
100 billionaires and their spouses contributed to her campaign. She takes more money from APAC than she takes from the average citizen. That's all you need to know. Okay. That's all you need to know. You need to know who Susan Collins is by the money she brings in. And if these are all the things that you have a problem with, and I think that many people in America now do on both sides of the aisle, uh, then you know what you need to do. Okay. You know what you need to do. Graham Platner's withdrawal notwithstanding. All right.
By the way, a lot of this, you have different packages, but it's basically the same message. I understand that, but Maine and every single state, when it comes to vetting a candidate, let this be a lesson to you about what happens if this happens. I don't want to lose a Senate seat. I don't want to lose this country because a local group didn't vet. Okay. Corey Jackson will do fine. And I think that's the direction they should go because he, to me, is the closest candidate to Platner and his platform in terms of platform.
Right.
Okay.
Not character.
Not not character. And they're trying because he worked with Platner. By the way, there's all this stuff just because you work with a guy doesn't mean you know everything about his life, unlike, I don't know, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just saying, you know, not every situation is going to be like, oh, well, Troy is like Platner, so he has to be like Platner in every way. Troy Jackson is actually the candidate that we thought Platner was. Okay,
Right.
let's just put it that way. Until uh, these red flags started popping up, and we decided, well, damn, it's too late. We got to go with it. And then I'm going to say her name one time because I have to thank her. Thanks to Jennifer Rescott for coming forward and doing your thing and making that difficult decision. It was a right move to make.
Yep.
Hopefully, you save this Senate campaign. Hopefully, because eventually all of this would have come to light.
Right.
Okay,
What we're saying is basically what happened with Graham Platner doesn't change who Susan Collins is. It doesn't make Susan Collins the candidate of choice for Maine. All right. It
right.
doesn't make Susan Collins the candidate of choice for any state because no matter how you look at this, I understand that Maine does the voting, but the fact is that everything Susan Collins votes on is a vote that reverberates across the nation, just like every other candidate. Okay. Every Senate candidate, they may be elected by their state, but the position they take affects every single person all across this nation.
Just so
And
you
she has
know,
just been rubber stamping all of Donald Trump's agenda from day one. Okay.
just so you know, Ro Khanna and some of the senators and House reps and all of that. Ro Khanna is the first one that I'm aware of. He has officially endorsed Troy Jackson. He is not abandoning the platform just because the man turned out to be flawed in Graham Platner. Okay, the
The problem
platform,
isn't the platform. The problem is the person. Okay. It's
right.
him. It's Graham Platner that's the problem.
And by the way, the Democratic Party, the main state Democratic Party, the Democratic Party nationally did the right thing when the information came out.
Yeah.
So thank you to Ro Khanna, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Ruben Gallego, all those people who abandoned him almost immediately. We showed the country and the world, frankly, who we are. And we're not going to stand by criminals who do criminal things just to win an election, you know,
Unlike
at
some
least
other
in this
party we
case,
know.
unlike some other party.
Right.
Okay. So we have to keep that standard
Yep.
also. So that's what
That's
we
what we
got
got.
there.
We'll be back.